Okay, so for our next demonstration here, we're looking at this device called Franklin's bells. Now, it's set up here on these two Van de Graafs, so it's not exactly how Benjamin Franklin set them up. But the thing is, Franklin's bells, they're named after Benjamin Franklin. Y'all should know who that guy is, right?
Yeah.
Heard of that guy before? Your dad. Okay. So, Benjamin Franklin made this device, but it's actually based on a design by a man of the name Andrew Gordon. And Andrew Gordon made it about 1721. That's right. And basically what Andrew Gordon did is he took two bells and he hung a piece of, he took the two bells and he took the strikers out from inside the bells and hung one of the strikers in between so that it could ring. What Benjamin Franklin did is he took this basic device here and he modified it. He took two bells, obviously these are not bells, use your imagination. He took two bells, took the strikers out, hung one in between, and he took one of the bells and he ran a wire from the bell to ground. Okay? Ground is that lovely mystical thing that we sometimes call like the earth. Remember, it acts as a giant reservoir of charge so that we can give it a bunch of charge, we can take a bunch of charge away, and the earth doesn't really notice. Everybody okay with that? Yes. So this one is grounded. Okay? So what Benjamin Franklin did is he took one bell, grounded it, and he took another bell and he connected it to a lightning rod that was attached to the chimney of his house. Now most people, when you think of Benjamin Franklin, you think, founding father, and you also think of one of his weird experiments, the kite. We're not talking about the kite, that's just crazy. But the thing is what Benjamin Franklin was concerned about, the reason why he started studying electricity, and specifically static electricity in the first place, was he was actually concerned about fires. Because it turns out the number one fire starter in his day was what? Lightning. Lightning. So he was very concerned about that, because when does lightning typically happen? During thunderstorms. What's also happening during thunderstorms? Rain. And so it's kind of weird when you think about it, but the time that you get the most fires is when it's starting to rain. Most people think, well, water puts out fire, right? Well, yeah, if there's enough water. So he was concerned about this, especially having all like wooden buildings and stuff. And so he started researching this, and he noticed that the tallest building was usually the one that got struck. And so he put a lightning rod on his house to ground it so that his house, that the lightning rod would get struck instead of his house catching on fire. Okay. So with the lightning rod, what he ended up doing is he attached it to one of the bells. And so what would happen is that when a storm would come by, the lightning rod would charge one of the bells, and it would attract the striker through the process of induction. So remember, this guy is charged here. The striker in between initially is uncharged. So initially this thing is uncharged. Okay? I'm not getting shocked by this. And what happens is when it hangs in between here, it's attracted through the process of induction, right? Those charges separate like they did on the wall for the balloon. And so it's attracted. But what happens as soon as that striker touches this bell? Well, before that. Why does it shoot back?
It separates and
Why does it shoot back? What happens when they touch? They get the same charge, right? Does that make sense? It's transferring the charge by contact. Well, once you have the same charge, do they want to be near each other anymore? No. So it repels, and it comes over to this guy, who's grounded, has no charge. And so when he touches here, he's going to gain, in this case, this thing is positively charged, and this thing is grounded. So what's going to happen here is, whenever these little paper clips swing over here, they're going to pick up extra electrons and become neutral again. And so the whole process starts over. So Benjamin Franklin did this so that he would actually be aware of when he had charge so he could do his electrical experiments. The bells would start to ring. Now, obviously his setup's a little bit better than this one, but I can't just create lightning on my own. So, all right.